Hello everyone, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc. and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc. and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel. As you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, financial intelligence is sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, and things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day. How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great night. Before I get started, as always, do the great three free things: like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna keep it simple. Talking about some self-made millionaire habits that most people, especially working people, do not get involved in, mainly for the specific reason is because people get very comfortable in the comfort zone, especially the people with the six-figure clubs. I have an MBA club. Hey, I got the overpriced car and the overpriced house club. I got nothing else to worry about and whatnot. Well, I'm here to tell you, in today's economy, you could not be more wrong, and in tomorrow's economy, you could not be more wrong. Why? Because we not only with inflation, not only with the cost of gas, not only with the cost of all goods and services going up, 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 but you see the various different articles talking about how six-figure salary earners' savings are just dwindling and going down, down, diggity, down, down, down. Now, I've already given my two pieces on those subject matters in the last 2 weeks. But all I can say is it's crunch time for everybody in the United States. It's go time for everybody in the United States. It's cut your lifestyle down if you're not in the millionaires club. It's all about being more frugal nowadays and living way below your means and whatnot. And if that means you got to rent out every room in your house, then so be it. The whole prestige of having a nice house to show off to people maybe once or twice a year, that's done, and that's pretty much dead in the United States of America, regardless if you live in Texas, Ohio, New York, California. So it doesn't. It's all irrelevant in today's world. All right. But anyways, let's get into the article so I can call it a night because it's been a nice, great, productive, yet long day all at the same time. And I love to see couples, regardless of their background. Um, I love to hear these stories. The majority of the time, it's part of the fire movement, um, where people have figured out different ways to retire early and whatnot by just increasing their income. One, two, increasing their investing, and three, increasing their savings and whatnot. All right. Um, but it's been a minute since I've talked about the fire movement, so I think it feels like it's been a year. Fire movement. Oops, of course, it says dire fire movement. There it is. And FIRE stands for it's a lifestyle with the goal of gaining financial independence and retiring early. The F stands for financial, I stands for independence, and R stands for retiring, and E stands for early. Financial independence and retiring early. The model became particularly popular during the millennials, which is my generation in 2010s, gaining traction through online communities via information shared in blogs, podcasts, and online discussion forums. And it makes sense because like I said, my generation, the millennial generation, is definitely the first generation to come out of high school and come out of college knowing that whatever job they're going to get paid, regardless of how much or how low that job is, that they were not going to have a pension. And if they did not become more smarter and wiser when it came to investing and increasing income and increasing savings and whatnot, then, as Warren Buffett says, you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, then you will work till the day you die. Because our parents' generations, the boomers, and were the generation that were the last generation that had majority of people walking into the workforce were going to have a good pension of some sort, even if they work for a private institution. The Gen Xers were the first generation. Half of them were still had a chance of having pensions with government organizations, but 9 times out of 10, they were not going to have a pension with a corporation. Certain corporations were still giving out guaranteed pensions, but with the Gen X generation, that all phased out and whatnot. So with the fire movement, financial independence, retiring early movement made perfect sense, especially being created during 2010, and that was just still in the highlight of the recession, the global recession and whatnot that was happening back in 2007 and 2008 timeframe, right? But anyways, so this couple who is Steve Addock, who retired at age 35, and his significant other, they both retired early. They did a good job of telling CNBC about how they did it and why they did it and whatnot. All right, so I'm going to read this verbatim and go from there. I will remember December 23rd, 2016 for the rest of my life. It was my last day working a full-time job. My wife and I retired early at age 33 and 35, respectively, after accumulating $800,000 $870,000 working in information technology, the IT industry. With the help of the market, our net worth increased to $1 million shortly after. I wasn't rich. We did not start our own business. Neither of us inherited a substantial amount of money. We didn't even have a side hustles at the time. We accumulated, which means obviously they got one later so that they can increase their income. We accumulated wealth the old fashioned way by working hard and making strategic financial moves. Here are 13 stupid things that they did to help themselves escape the rat race after a 14-year career. And before I even read these things, I think it's great because even the beautiful thing is to be able to have that much money and put yourself in a position to where, as to quote my people from by the hood out of Philadelphia, they put themselves in a position to where they could own their own time and space is a beautiful thing. And the thing is, like I said, even before I go into this, just because you retire early doesn't mean you can't do work that matters. A lot of people get this because you have a lot of people that they don't have a life outside of their job, unfortunately. They need a job to stay busy. They need to be a part of a company or an organization on some level to feel like they're a part of something. I'm not mad at it. I think that's very sad, but I'm not mad at that. I think we all need that, but I think we in today's age we should be able to have that outside of being old fashioned like it's 1985 of just having a job. You know, my tribe is the By the Hood University tribe. My tribe is the EWOW University tribe. My tribe is the Black Business School tribe. People who are earners and learners and people that love to talk about investing in businesses. Whether I have a job or not, I could still be a part of that tribe. Everybody has their thing, but you should definitely have something outside of your job. Don't make your job your everything. And I'll leave it at that. All right. So number one, ignore the follow your passions advice. Their passions, which tend to be more of the creative side, can't always pay the bills. Our strengths do, and that's the real talk. Because not everybody can be a celebrity. Most people, heck, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor, a singer, and a rapper. That didn't pan out. But that most people want to the most people's passions don't pay their bills. It's unfortunate, but it's true. you know and a lot of times you got to be able to deal with the stuff that you can't stand in order for you to grow in life. It's like working out. A lot of the exercises, even myself, the things I can't stand is doing burpees, but I know the results from doing burpees and whatnot far outweigh than just getting on the machines and lifting free weights and whatnot. You know what I mean? Doing more calisthenic work can have as just as much, or if not better, results on my body than just lifting weights. You know what I mean? But anyways, gentleman says, for instance, his passion was photography, but his strength was in computers science. 2004, starting a salary of software engineer at 55,000, and by 2016, he was making well over $100,000. He said, "I'm not sure I'd have earned as much if I chose to follow my passion as a photographer." This is very much true. While combining your hobby and a high-paying, marketable career is possible, it's less common than you think. Build a career around what you're good at. I get that. He said, number two, I learned from millionaires. This is why knowledge is power. And constantly listening to digital books, audio books, engaging with people, going to conferences, listening to podcasts. These things matter in your everyday life. I call it a good diet for your brain every day. Just like you want to eat good food during the day, you want to get good information into your brain every day. Um, Throughout his career, he says, I worked with many wealthy people. Instead of being jealous of them, I took notes. That's number one. That's why I love being around quote unquote wealthy people. You take notes. I don't like that's what I said. I don't need to know your politics. I need to know your economics. That's what I always say. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Pink Party, whatever. You talk about your economics and how you make money, then you caught my attention. But anyways, he says, I'll never forget Brian, who I worked with after college. He has a few years older than I, and he drove a 6-year-old Honda Accord. Even though he was a millionaire, he had a cheap Casio watch and didn't wear designer clothes. Hint, hint. Brian was always the first person in the office, never got wrapped up in the office politics. Very smart. Even myself, I've learned that lesson the hard way, and often volunteered for more responsibility. He didn't come from money. Instead, he earned his wealth by investing and controlling his spending. Simple things: investing and controlling his spending. And he's a millionaire, but he still drove a 6-year-old Honda. Honda Accord and whatnot. What does that tell you? Like I always say, having a big car payment might look good when you trying to impress people and whatnot, but your bank account is not loving it. I'm just gonna put it like that. Number three, cut loss cut losers from your life, man. And this is definitely where I'm at in my life right now. I cut losers from my life. I love this one. Number three, if you only hang out with people who like to drink at bars and spend money, you will most likely follow those same money draining habits. He says, I upgraded my life by upgrading my friends. Man, upgrade your life by upgrading your friends. Upgrade your life before you upgrade your cell phone too. All right. He says, I associated with top performers in the office. I spent extra time with people who were more successful than I was. He says, my mission was to build a relationship with them. Their habits rubbed off on me. We motivated each other. I began making better money decisions and cut back on alcohol. Very smart. He says, at work, I put in overtime regularly and I asked for raises and promotions just like the high performers did. It worked. Yeah, because a lot of times when you go to a boss and ask for a raise, they're going to obviously, like 9 times out of 10, say no. And then that's number one. And then two, they're like, well, why do you think you deserve a raise? You know, that's another thing that's, to take into consideration. But cutting losers and losing things from your life, it really works, family. That's why I can only count on one hand how many real friends I have, because there's so many people who love to, especially in today's world, people love to complain and talk about things that have nothing to do with increasing your income, increasing your skill sets, and increasing your quality of life. They just want to hang out, drink, watch sports, and shoot the breeze. And is there anything wrong with that? A little bit, cool. All the time, not so much. And I'll leave it at that. Number four, I like this one. I exploited my 9 to 5. He says, I invested in my employer's sponsored 401k, which I encourage everyone to do their own research and to do the same, and got the company match of 4%, which was free money that my employer contributed on my behalf. Some companies also offer health savings accounts or HSAs to help employees save pre tax money for qualified medical expenses like deductibles and medications. I would advise you to look into taking advantage of something like that if you're working for an organization that does that. The beauty of an HSA is it acts like a 401k later in life. After you turn 65, unused money can be withdrawn from any purpose, for any purpose. It's a beautiful thing. Your full time job may offer educational and training opportunities to help boost your marketable skills like computer programming, accounting, and time management. These skills can be used to get promotions and raises throughout your career. And I could not agree with that statement more. Number five, I switched companies 5 times in 14 years. Taking a new job is often the easiest way to get a raise because negotiating a higher salary is a natural part of the process. Amen to that. And that's one thing we as millennials have learned to do, because if you get the skill set, you get this experience and whatnot, then if you want to get paid more, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to go to another company. He says, I got 15 and 20% raises each time I switch companies. This is far beyond the typical 3% cost of living raises many employers offer their staff. Just be careful not to switch companies too often. Try to stay in each role for at least a year, because the same employers will not hire candidates who change jobs frequently. This is true. The hiring and onboarding process is expensive for them. This is very much so as well. And a lot, when jobs lose good employees who actually have skill sets, that means that job has lost an asset, and that's why they have an HR department to replace that asset. It's all about assets and liabilities in this lifestyle, regardless who sit in the White House, governor's house, and the mayor's house. Remember that. Number six, he says, I automated everything. I use automatic payroll deductions from my 401k and Roth IRAs, individual retirement accounts, IRAs. I also use automated bank transfers to contribute money to my brokerage account. This helped ensure I was saving money from every paycheck. I also enrolled in auto bill pay for utilities like electric, water, and even some credit cards. I never missed a single payment and avoided late fees, interest payments, and other penalties. I and this is something I've always practiced doing anyway, so I can definitely understand this. Number seven, I ignored the haters, because there's always going to be haters regardless of what you do in this life. He says, an unfortunate part of doing anything significant is that you get hate, sometimes lots of it. Man, who you telling? People will criticize you for spending money differently. You might lose friends if you decline those weekly happy hours at your local bar. It's always easy, but ignoring hate is integral to building wealth. And I couldn't agree with that statement more. And a lot of times and I've done this a lot of people don't understand why I do it, but I do it. A lot of times when you want to even do something, you got to do it by yourself. And that's regards to how you make your money, how you increase your income, how you increase your investments, how you increase your savings. A lot of times, even when it comes to you going out and having a good time, some people go for walks by themselves. They ride bikes. They join marathons. They take trips. I myself, I like to go to the gym by myself. I like to take trips by myself and whatnot because there's always somebody around. Unfortunately, that's always going to bring a bad, negative vibe to your atmosphere and whatnot. And when you're trying to make moves in life, you don't got time for that. That's why I said, if you're going to be negative, don't bring them my way, especially if it's online. You're just going to get blocked and deleted. I'm not going to engage. Life's too short. Okay. Number eight, ignore the Joneses. Man, who are the Joneses? Forget the Joneses. They don't exist. How about that? But I'll read what he stated. Just because your neighbors bought a brand new car, boat, or house doesn't mean you need to. Amen. The best way to ignore the Joneses is to stay focused on your own goals. He says, my wife and I would talk about our future hopes every night as we walked our dogs around the neighborhood. They helped keep our goals front and center in our minds. We did not let the people's spending habits affect us. And that's what I said. Not everybody needs to be in your circle, especially if you got a good spouse and whatnot. You, as a couple, need to have those economic conversations because that's what they call, I got this from Dr. Boyce Watkins, financial lovemaking. Okay. Whether you want to believe it or not, relationships with businesses, all aspects, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, having kids, everything is a business in the United States of America. I'm going to say it loud, say it loud. Everything is a business. So if especially if you have a family, if you're not having a family business meeting on any level, then you're doing it wrong because you are the CEO of your own life. You are the CEO of your family. Okay, man, woman, child. Everybody needs to be a CEO. Everybody needs to be part of the board. Everybody needs to be having meetings. All right, this stuff matters. Don't just take life for granted and whatnot, because then you get up to a certain age, you're like, where did the time go? Oh my God, I don't have enough money to retire. Oh my God, I might have to work for the rest of my life. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to sponge off my children. These are things that have been happening for, especially the last 30 years in the United States of America, because people are not acting like CEOs. In today's world, especially with pensions being a thing of the past, see, you are a CEO in your own right mind. I'll leave it at that. Number nine, prioritize open communication. Too often, spouses have different ideas regarding spending habits, goals, and dreams. If left unchecked, these differences may cause arguments and other problems in a relationship that keep you from achieving your financial goals. Healthy relationships depend on open communication with your partner so you can align on goals and what makes you happy. Talking about our future goals every day kept my wife and I on the same page about what we wanted our future to look like and what steps we take now to make it happen. I prioritize my health. Life is about more than just money. And you got that right. No health means no wealth, period. Above all else, my health is my top priority. Good health makes you happier, it does, and more productive. And it also reduces the chances of unexpected medical expenses. And medical expenses, I don't care what state you live in, okay, it was in office, they're going to be expensive. So you have to, if you don't take care of your health, trust me, your health will take care of you. In 2007, he said, I was out of shape and unhealthy. I decided to change my lifestyle by eating better and exercising regularly. Over the next 2 years, I lost 70 pounds and got into the best shape of my life. I'm 41 years old today and continue to weight train daily. This year, my wife and I spent $10,000 building a dedicated home gym on our 7 acres of property. It was the best money we've ever spent. Yeah, like, and your body is an investment. So invest wisely, choose wisely, and whatnot. And you're talking to a guy that loves big women or whatnot, but you have to prioritize your health in some sort of fashion or whatnot. Not everybody's going to be skinny. Not everybody's going to be a freaking bodybuilder or supermodel or whatnot, but everybody needs to try to take care of themselves so that you can live a longer and healthier and productive life. All right. Number 11, he says, I avoided credit card debt. This is very serious. Americans are saddled with more than $840 billion in credit card debt. Interest rates are extremely high, making credit card debt the worst of all types of debt. Agreed. He says, I paid a single dollar in credit card interest and I owe much of that to my dad. He said, my dad taught me that credit card debt is unacceptable even for a month. Agreed. For many people, credit cards make it too easy to spend money that they don't have. It's a habit that can quickly get out of control. Yes, it can. He says, I do use credit cards as a convenience. The fraud protection and implied warranties that many cards offer, the customers make them worth it for me, but that's because I pay my balance off every month. It's a big reason why I was able to retire in my mid 30s. And that's another thing, being able to have access to that credit card capital, because I have various credit cards, and being responsible makes it easier for you to obtain a higher increase in your credit card spending. One, as far as the access to credit, but then it gives you more of a chance to get other credit cards, so where you can get cashback rewards, you can get different points in various different areas, you get discounts on spending your credit card with various different vendors, and obviously you can get air miles all at the same time. So for me, people like me, that works out tremendously because I love to travel. So it's a win-win situation. But something to definitely take into consideration. Number 12, he says, I always said yes. Even if I didn't know how to do a job being offered to me, I would always accept the challenge and figure it out as I went. He says, I remember one Friday at the office, I was called into a meeting with the CEO of the company I was working for. I was nervous going in, but it turned out to be the best career opportunity that have ever gotten. The organization fired an entire management team above me, and they wanted me to be the director of technology information. As a low level software developer, that giant leap seemed daunting. I had never worked as a manager before and felt entirely unprepared for such a huge promotion. He says, my mind told me, say thanks, but no thanks, but I accepted the opportunity anyways. I asked many questions, found mentors, and gained the experience I needed to level up my entire career from that point forward. And that's another thing. We all, and hey, I'm guilty of this as well. I know I'm not management material on a job because I have a very straightforward demeanor and I'm not big into babysitting grown-ups. But I do respect people that will take those challenges like that, because not only it helps them step their game up in life from a skills perspective and communications perspective and people's skills perspective, but he was able to increase his income, and therefore being able to contribute more to his retirement accounts, contribute more to his savings, and therefore being able to retire at age 35. Number 13, last but not least, he says, I stopped going to the bar. He keeps hitting the nail on this one, but I truly am not mad at this, because going to the bar is one of the biggest waste of times and money on God's green earth. And because, and especially if you like alcohol, just go to the store and get your own, because the bar is going to charge you 10 times more what the price is, one, and two, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to, the drinks are going to suck anyway. So I'm just keeping it real. He says, early in my career, I often went to the bar with coworkers. Each trip, I would spend $70 to $100 for the privilege of drinking. Over a month, my bar habit drained my wallet of $350 to $400. Yes, I agree. I can understand that. Over, every month, $350 to $400. That's just a waste of money. He says, one day I decided to start skipping the outings. I invested that money instead, and it helped contribute to well, okay, help contribute to $1 million nest egg. And he says that I built by the age of 35. Very, very interesting. He says, keep your alcohol and expensive late spending in check. It's okay to go out occasionally, but if it becomes a habit, you're reducing the quality of your future self by spending more money than you should. Steve Addick is a finance expert who blogs about how to achieve financial independence. A former software developer, Steve retired early at the age of 35. Follow him on Twitter at Steve on Speed. And at the end of the day, I just respect this, because this is just simple principles that a lot of people don't take into consideration. And not only that, I've said this a lot. I say this all the time. Who you spend your money with, who you invest with, who you bank with, holds way more power than who you vote for. And I stand on that statement. I truly do. I stand on that statement. I don't see myself ever going back from saying that statement, because it's just the truth. This couple was able to retire early because they focused on what was important, and they focused on what mattered and whatnot, and they got serious about their finances. They totally got serious about it, and they were not worried about catching up with the Joneses and any of that nonsense. They stopped going out like that, and like I said, for the pandemic, it helped a lot of people stay inside, but a lot of people still didn't come out financially ahead, because they kept their old habits. And like I said, who you spend your money with, who you bank with, holds way more power. Who you invest with holds way more power than you vote for. And it's just, you got to ask yourself, what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? And when you're being financially responsible, when you're being sexually responsible, when you're being healthy, and being more responsible in regards to your health and whatnot, life can turn a beautiful turn for you, and certain things can happen in a way that you never thought could happen in your own life. All right. But on that note, family, do the great three free things: like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, you guys have a great evening. Hopefully, you enjoyed this and take some of these habits into consideration. I want you to become the best person that you can be. I want you to become the best millionaire that you can be. And hey, when you know it's free, then it's me. Do the great free things. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you have a great night. Don't forget to check out the online store. Contribute to your local entrepreneurs. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, or bond investor, think about signing up with Stash, Acorns, Crypto.com, WEBULL, Coinbase. With all those platforms, you'll be able to get some money and be able to invest your money all at the same time. If you want to end up like this couple, it's time to start investing. If you want to end up like this couple, it's time to start cutting spending. All right, it's time. All right. And remember, I'm not just talking. I walk it like I talk it, as old folks used to say. I'm doing these same things, and even going over a lot of this information is going to help me work on other areas of my life to cut spending and increase my income and increase my savings and increase my investments. So that's what it's all about in today's world. Because if you don't look around and notice, for a while now, things are going to get things are rough, and things are going to get a lot rougher. All right. So on that note, family, hopefully you have a great night, and I'm out.
Mike, now. Mike, now.